Joining us now, contributing editor for Financial Times, Kim Khattas. She is also a contributing writer at The Atlantic and senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, Kareem Sadjadpour. He focuses on Iran and U.S. foreign policy towards the Middle East. Our thanks to you both for being here. Kareem, I'll start with you. Just your assessment as to what you're seeing right now in these early days of this campaign. Israel does, as we've been discussing all morning, appears to see an opening here, and partially with Hamas and Hezbollah so weakened, they haven't been able to retaliate. Yes, Iran did land some missiles in Israel overnight. There have been some people killed and injuries there. But Tehran, this is the weakest they've been in a long time, and it seems that Israel really sees an opening.
That's absolutely right. Israel obviously has a huge military, financial, intelligence, and diplomatic advantage over Iran. There's no question that Israel can prevail in a head-to-head war. I think the big question is what starts to happen as the dust settles. Number one, what does this do to the stability of the Iranian regime, in particular the future of the 86-year-old supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei? Obviously, this is a regime which is deeply unpopular. But we know from history that when authoritarian regimes collapse, it's not only pressure from below, but also divisions and fissures at the top. And so far, we haven't seen any elite fissures inside Iran. And then the second obvious question is, how does Iran choose to respond with its nuclear program? Up until now, they've taken a very deliberate approach towards a nuclear weapons capability. They may decide that they need to make a dash now, either covertly or overtly, for nuclear weapons.
Kim, I'm curious how stable the regime will remain. In Iran, we obviously have seen revolts against the regime over the past 10, 15 years, from the Green Revolution to young women in particular protesting against Iranian leadership. What impact do you think that's going to have as this fighting continues and the regime shows weakness?
Joe, I think that two things might happen, and it might evolve in two different ways. The regime is to some extent, obviously under attack, feels weakened, but I don't think we should expect it to capitulate, which is what Benjamin Netanyahu would like to see as the end result of his military campaign. I think the more likely scenario there is, as Kareem indicates, there might be fissures at the top. And then when it comes to the people, I think people are quite anxious about what is happening. They may dislike, hate this Islamic Republic that has made the lives of millions of Iranians, especially the youth, so miserable. But I'm not sure they want to be liberated by an Israeli military campaign. Opinions will be divided. It's a terrifying thing to be in a war, and a lot of Iranians will remember 8 years of war between Iran and Iraq and how they were abandoned by the rest of the world. But I think the key thing to look at here is, what is the strategy? What is really Benjamin Netanyahu's strategy beyond a tactically spectacular opening blow? That's not how the war will be judged. It will be judged by how it ends. And if it ends in chaos, then there will be no success at all, neither for the Iranians nor for the region. And I think that where Benjamin Netanyahu and President Donald Trump are going to disagree is on the way forward. Benjamin Netanyahu, as I said, I think wants capitulation, which is not a word that is in the lexicon of this Iranian regime. And President Trump is going to want negotiations, I believe, fairly soon. And I want to point out one more thing. On October 7th, we heard from Benjamin Netanyahu and a lot of Israeli officials that this was the start of a war that would transform the Middle East. And what we've had so far is definitely some key successes: the weakening of Hezbollah, the fall of the regime of Assad, which was a byproduct of everything that's happened over the last year. But in Gaza, there's no capitulation, there's devastation. It's been over 15 months and there's no result there. And this statement by Benjamin Netanyahu on October 7th comes from the man, Benjamin Netanyahu, who in 2002 advocated for the war against Iraq and said that the removal of Saddam would be a walk in the park and would bring very positive development in the region. Now, I think he might come back and argue, well, 20 years later, here we are. It is starting to become a success.
Yeah, Kim, it's fascinating. the question that you're raising about Iran. People like David Ignatius, and I'm sure you and others were asking about Israel the day after the October 7th attacks. Okay, we understand you are going to attack the leadership. What's your plan for the day after the war? That still hasn't been articulated by Benjamin Netanyahu, whether it's in Gaza or anywhere else in the region. I wanted to ask you, Kim, a question I asked Keir Simmons a few minutes ago, and that is about the Sunni Arab nations' response to what's going on in this war. Of course, condemnations publicly, but privately, obviously states like Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the UAE, not weeping for what's going on with Iran, who has considered themselves to be their implacable foes for quite some time. Talk about that balancing act and where you think most of these Sunni Arab nations are right now as this war escalates.
I'd make three quick points, Joe. I think quiet satisfaction to see Iran knock down, another layer. This is a country that they've been at odds with for 40 years. Anxiety about the fact that the U.S. could get involved, or they could get dragged in, or they might face the ire of the Iranians with missiles launched at oil facilities, etc. And then generally a sense that they all want to get on with business. We saw President Trump's visit to the Middle East. It was all about big, beautiful deals. And now we're in a regional war with no clear end game in sight. So I think it's very conflicted what they're feeling. And I think they probably would like negotiations to get underway fairly soon, if not within days, then within weeks. But I'm sure Karim has some great insights there, too.
And in fact, Karim will tee you up on exactly that. What are you looking for here in these next crucial few days?
Well, a big question is going to obviously be America's disposition. Does America continue to give Israel leeway to carry out this operation, or are they going to be under pressure, the Israelis, to wrap things up? I don't think, even with the benefit of hindsight, that, as Kim alluded to, this is a regime which feels that if you capitulate under pressure, that doesn't alleviate the pressure against you. It only projects weakness and invites more of it. So I think we're going to be in this situation for a while. And the big question, as you've spoken about this morning, is if Iran decides to advance its nuclear program at the underground facility of Fordo, President Trump is likely going to have to get involved directly, because Israel doesn't have yet the capacity to take out those facilities. And my understanding from talking to American military commanders is that the process of getting Israel, both the B-52 bomber and the bunker busters, is not Amazon Prime. It's not something that arrives in a couple of days. It's at least a 6-month process. And so even though I think President Trump, began his administration thinking he just wants to bring peace, do diplomatic deals, he may, like other past U.S. presidents, get sucked into the Middle East.
A really important conversation. We're grateful to you both. Senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, Karim Sadjapur, and contributing writer at The Atlantic and contributing editor at the Financial Times, Kim Ghattas.